So, what are you doing? It is a little bit after 4, about 15 minutes after 4. And I thought you might want to come along for a little ride. Hey, buddy. I've been out riding this thing, and it's in such good shape. It's tuned up so well. It's amazing. And I kind of have felt bad because I've been out and I haven't given you a little preview of what it's like. And I've ridden a couple times with it. Just the last time it was a while ago, earlier. I rode for a couple hours, and man, this thing is sweet. It's way better than when I first bought it 2 years ago. Way better. They didn't tune it like this. They didn't grease it up like it is. I mean, man, this thing is amazing. Yesterday, the last things I did on this thing was I greased all 4 wheels, and I did an alignment on the front wheels, and they weren't that far off. They were a little bit skewed. They were kind of pigeon-toed, but not by much. But I fixed them, so they're good now. It rolls much better. But the bigger thing is, when I greased all 4 wheels, I found that the front right wheel was completely dry. I mean, totally dry. Without, it looked like it had charcoal in it, charcoal dust, because it had rubbed off the paint on the axle. It was bad. So I greased up all 4 wheels really super good, with the good stuff, the mobile one, the red stuff, the what is that? The aircraft grade stuff, grease. It's the good stuff. It's really good. And all the other stuff that I've done in the past couple of weeks or whatever it's been, just all put together. This thing feels way better than brand new. Way better. I mean, it's not even a comparison. I'm in that spot again, like when it was brand new, when it was all new and different, and you get all excited just to go out. I was so excited today just to go out for a ride. I mean, it was crazy how excited I was. The 4 hours that I was at work, 4 measly hours, felt like forever. And I love working there. I absolutely love working there, but I wanted to go for a ride so bad because this thing was perfect. Is perfect. It's just, everything is aligned and tuned up and calibrated and whatever. It's all done very well. I'm really happy about it. Kind of proud about it, actually. I've been learning stuff about the wireless derailleur. I've also been learning stuff about the motor. Which is very interesting to me. Because the different modes that you can put the motor in. I talked about it a little bit before about why my motor wasn't working. It was because I had it in what is it? It's torque sensor and throttle, so you have to have both of them going at the same time for it to go. And I actually put it in, and I liked it in torque sensor or throttle. Hey there. And it worked like I wanted it to. And I learned a couple of things, cool things about it. One of the things was if you have it in that mode, torque sensor and throttle, or throttle, you can obviously use either or, and you can also use both of them together. And if you have both of them together, what's cool about that is the pedaling keeps the motor constant. So in other words, if you're not pedaling and you're just hitting the throttle on that mode, it goes and it doesn't go constant. So you're kind of rocking back and forth, and I don't like that because I'm used to having just the thumb throttle and being able to control how fast or how long it goes, at a certain pace, whatever, so I'm used to that. So it's very unused to doing that. But if you're pedaling at the same time, it keeps it more constant, much more constant. And also I found that if you're pedaling and you're in that mode, if you take the thumb throttle off, if you take your foot off the gas, if you will, and you're pedaling, it keeps going for a second because you're pedaling. If you're not pedaling, the motor stops immediately. You're still rolling, of course, but the motor stops. I've found that since I've done all this work, the throttle is different than it used to be. You have to push further into the throttle before it even starts going. I don't know what that's called, deadband or something like that it's called, I think. In either case, you have to press it much further for it to start going, which is a little bit annoying, actually. I've become very spoiled, obviously, because my deadband or whatever was not very far at all. Let's give an example. Maybe like before it was at 1/4 of an inch. All I had to move the throttle before I got some gas to the motor is maybe 1/4 inch, maybe. And now what I have to do is I have to push it probably 3/4 of an inch or an inch. It's maybe an inch, yeah, because it's a lot. You have to press it far in order to engage the motor. And it's just annoying because I've gone for how long now, for a year or so with, the deadband being only that little, whatever, 1/4 inch or whatever it is, I haven't measured it, but it wasn't very much at all compared to what it is now. So it takes some getting used to. That's what it takes. I've also found that using the mode that I took it off now, I'm only on throttle right now, but in the mode that I changed it to, which was throttle and torque, or God, I keep messing that up, throttle or torque sensor, which is the other mode I'll have it on, other than this mode, throttle mode. That'll be the only other mode that I'll have it in. But it eases into the chain. It seems like a lot better, instead of on only throttle. You have to really ease your thumb into it for it not to kind of jar the chain. So even though I have it tuned good, it's still, like that. So I just have to be careful, I guess, when I'm on just throttle mode. Wow, look at all these cars. Somebody's having a party. And I think it's other than, the motor noise on this, as opposed to the original motor, the Bafang motor, there's no comparison. This is much, much louder. This is a jet engine compared to the little thing that was on there before. So it's a lot louder. But everything else is much quieter than it was originally. Everything else. All you can hear is the click, click, click of the freewheel, or the chain going over the cassettes, and it's hardly any noise at all. Well, especially when you're riding, because the wind compensates for it, But man, I don't ever remember it being this quiet. There was always, click, click, click this, or clack, clack, clack that. There was always something that was clicking or grinding or something, and I have it so tuned in right now. There's just nothing. Every once in a while I get reminded of a little click here or something, But that's it. Finally. It totally brings me back to, I think it was I don't know, September, maybe September and early October of last year, when I would come home and be so excited. Yeah, maybe August, September, and early part of October. I'd be so excited when I got home to tell Jennifer about, where I went, what I did, and all that stuff. And she was all excited, and she would tell the dog, Sydney, ask him if I saw any doggies when I went out and stuff. She'd make a joke out of it and stuff. I was so excited to come home and tell her, because it was just, I loved riding this thing. I just loved it. How's it going, guys?
What is that?
It's an electric quad.
You're on
Hey, buddy, how are you?
nice.
Well, I can't quite get around you. Almost. Don't go in the street. Thanks, buddy. Have a good night, okay? Have a good night. I don't remember what I was saying. Anyway, the whole point of this ride is just to let you know how great it is. That's all. I don't have Jennifer to tell anymore, so I'll tell you. And you can get sick of it. Anyway, it's awesome. I'm because I really didn't shift at all with the little paddle here. I put it way down below the handle and everything like that, when it should be right up here, right underneath my phone, so that I can change gears and all that stuff. Because this is just kind of uncomfortable to go down and change gears down there while I'm riding. So I'm just going to put it up here. I have room for it. I just have to move some stuff around because it has to be there for me to use it, because I'll have to take the let go of the throttle, and at the same time kind of press the next gear, on the paddle, and then go back to the throttle. And because I can pedal now, I can do that without worrying about having the motor idling while I'm doing it or whatever. I can just take off one, put on the other, and then go back to the other one. It'll be nice. It should be nice. It'll be fun getting used to it, learning how to master that skill. It'll be fun. That way I'll be able to start off in a I call it a low gear, and just like a car, shift up until I'm going the speed that I want to go, and not messing up one of the cogs on the cassette, because that's the biggest thing. That one thing that Johnny Nerd Out talks about all the time, guy on YouTube that I watch for electric bikes and doing it yourself and stuff like that. He's awesome. He knows his stuff. I've talked to him a few times, but he talks about that. He talks about putting brake sensors on, and I haven't done that because I don't feel the need on mine. And also to put a gear sensor, so that when you shift, it automatically turns off the motor. But that's with a derailleur that's wired, because it attaches directly to the wire. Mine is wireless, so it doesn't have anything to attach to, so I can't really do that. Anyway, what was I talking about? I don't remember. It went out of my head. I'm sorry. Oh, that's what he talks about. Yeah, that's right. He talks about the biggest thing that he has to change. He has to change the cogs, the cassettes and stuff like that, because people just leave it on one, like I have been. People just leave it on one gear, or in one gear, and do everything with that one gear. and it just strips the gear out. He says that's the biggest thing. Nobody messes with that. They don't do like you are supposed to on a regular bike, and people do on a regular bike because they're actually doing the pedaling and feeling it. You don't feel it. You're not doing the pedaling on an e-bike. You are on a regular bike, so you want to get it easy at first, and then go up from there, gear up from there. And on an e-bike, it doesn't matter. You can, pretty much start in any gear, and, it may take longer if it's in a higher gear, but so what, right? Anyway. So people tend to leave it in one gear. So I've got to learn, once I move this paddle, I got to learn how to, lots of glass all over the damn place. How you doing, bud? I just got to learn how to use the gears properly. That's all. Shouldn't be any big deal when I come to a stop. Just like in a car, when I come to a stop, or I'm going to stop soon, I just start pedaling and gear down, into a lower gear. So that way, when I start off again, it's an easy gear. So I won't tax the motor, and I'll get up to speed real quick. And be able to shift, just like normal. That'll be neat. As you can probably see, I'm a little bit excited about it. It's awesome. It really is awesome. See this whole thing to come together, Hey there! Oh, she was waiting for me. That's why I didn't realize that I should have gone straight, so she felt like she made a difference. I just said, oh, screw you. She's like, I was waiting here for you. Sorry, lady. Sorry. Wasn't thinking about you. I was thinking about my bitchin' quad. So now, pretty much everything is good with this thing. Pretty much everything is good. The only stuff that I want to do to it is reduce the amount of wires. Because right now, I have two banks. They're called buses. I have two buses for the wires. The one for positive and one for negative, and they're full plus some. I think there's 16 slots on each of them, 8 on each side, and I at least have them doubled, if not, 3 on one. So what that means is I have a whole lot of wires that are home runs that go all the way from the actual light or whatever it is, whatever the device is that is wired in, all the way to the bus, which is I thought would be good because I thought it would be easy to figure out what was shorted out. But it has turned out that that's not necessarily the truth. And I would like it a lot better if I had just on either side, a pair for either side, a black and a red wire, a thick one that just goes from the back to the front, and you can just hook in, whatever lights or whatever else you want into those lines that go all the way from the front to the back. And I thought that might make a big difference, and it will reduce a lot of the wiring that I have in this sucker. Instead of having 50 wires, I'll have 2 that have 50 things going into it. two for each side. I think it'll be a lot better. That way I'll have four wires going into the buses instead of, I don't know how many of them. So I think that'll make things better. But that's not right now. And I thought, to put all the controllers and all that stuff, it would be better for me to go and have them all in a case. And I thought it would probably be a good idea, like on a computer, to have exhaust fans going in and then out of that case. So it would keep everything, all the controllers and everything cool, So that's what I'm planning on doing. We'll see how it goes with that. But that's what I think. I have it kind of in my head the way I'm going to do it, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be neat to go through it, to set it all up and to go through it, and then to see how it actually works in real world, instead of just kind of the concept in my head. Might be different, might be the same, I don't know. Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got for you guys. So, I hope you enjoyed my babbling. You understood, probably, that I'm very excited about this thing. And that I got it just so dialed in, it's insane. So, anyway, yeah. So have a good night or morning or afternoon or whatever, depending on where you're at. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, you guys.